Stella of all people. Huh?
Isn't it terrific? Somebody one who can really use it.
Hey, right now the entire Quartermain family could use it, Ruby.
Oh, listen, I have dozens of customers who play the lottery every day, but Stella's the first one who won big.
Do you know what I could do with $50,000 right now, huh?
I wonder what Stella will do with it.
She'll probably squander it on all the new friends she's gonna make when they find out she's got that kind of cash.
Speaking of that, where is Edward?
Edward is out of town, and boy, is he gonna be surprised.
What's so funny?
You know, I've always been one for role reversal. You know, I've done the rags to riches, back to rags myself. Now, Edward and Stella have switched places, which should make for very interesting conversation when they meet. They're gonna love it.
Speaking of the devil.
Hey, Pop, how you doing?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have never been so tired in my life.
Well, you know, the road will do that to you.
You want a cup of coffee, Edward?
I'd love a cup, Ruby.
Here you are. This'll warm you up and welcome you back home, okay? Excuse me, I go in the kitchen.
Come on, what's going on? Did you find Ellen?
No.
Why not?
Well, I searched everywhere. I checked every small town within 20 miles of Faltalk. Not a sign of him. No one had ever seen a stranger even remotely resembling him.
I hope he didn't go back to that dumb disguise.
In that case, we'll never track him down. Our whole operation is going right down the drain. Him gallivanting around Lord knows where.
Edward, he's got to turn up sometime.
Well, without him, we're never going to get our money back from Donnelly. And we can't wait for him to show up. We have got to find him, and fast.
I agree with you, but what do we do?
Edward, dear.
Lila, darling.
Welcome home.
Hi, Mr. Quartermain.
How was your trip?
Well, obviously not as productive as yours with all these bags.
Well, Stella and I did go on rather a spree.
Well, old habits die hard, I guess. Darling, I shouldn't have to remind you these indiscriminate shopping trips are over. You know, we just can't afford it.
You better tell him what happened.
Tell me what?
He wouldn't believe me when I told him on the phone. Stella, dear, I think you had better show Mr. Quartermain the check. He's not about to believe it unless he sees it for himself.
Yeah, come on, show me, Stella. But I want to tell you something. Nobody ever got anything for nothing. I've been in business a long time, and I can tell you... $50,000? Stella, we're rich.
You know what? I think I'll can most of the fruit that I bartered from the farmers and keep it for ourselves. I could sell it, of course, but my part was such delicious food.
You better get some extra help this year.
Why?
I intend to work up a heck of an appetite.
I'll keep you well fed, Simon, just like I did my husband.
What a lucky guy.
Are you jealous?
Mm-hmm. I mean, what was he like? The man had to be perfect to have won a woman like you.
Close. He was very kind and considerate. He was one of the hardest working men I ever knew. And he just adored Jonah.
And you too, I'm sure.
Yes. My husband loved me very much. Wonder who that is.
I'll see. Hi, how you doing?
Caught you. Closing the store on the weekday? What are you guys up to?
Well, I gotta confess you caught us red-handed. We were passionately engaged in counting the receipts.
What a waste. If I had you alone, Simon, the last thing I would want to do is work.
Some people still have to earn a living in town, and now we would really like to get on with it.
Spoil sport.
Can I get something for you, Sally?
What have you got?
One of the things that we do have is a closed sign on the door. Now, will you please respect it and be on your way? We'll be open again tomorrow, and you can come back then, and I'm sure you will.
Well, excuse me for being neighborly.
That's no way to run a business.
You've talked a lot to that woman, haven't you?
Yeah, we're sort of friends. She's easy to get to know. I like her.
Obviously.
Why should that upset you?
Wowee, you look great, doesn't she, Everett?
Yeah, like $1 million or thereabouts.
You wouldn't believe how the stores treated me. Why, I went to the most expensive stores in town, and they waited on me hand and foot. Some of them even opened charge accounts for me, right on the spot.
Yeah, well, you wave a check for $50,000 under my nose, and I'll follow you almost anywhere too, Stella.
Oh, Stella, like it or not, you're famous.
I love it.
Yeah, so do the stores for all the interest they're going to charge you on those accounts.
Well, I never in my life have been able to afford it.
Well, I couldn't be happier for you, Stella. But you know, I think it's only fair that I share my vast experience with you in all of this. Now, you just put your money in my capable hands, and you can sit back secure in the knowledge that you're going to have a very substantial nest egg in your old age. All you have to do is sign that check. What's the matter with you?
Well, it's very kind of you to offer, Mr. Quartermain, but I have other plans for my money.
Oh, well, now, Stella, you don't have the kind of experience to manage that kind of cash.
That's true, but I've never lost a fortune either. Ciao.
Ciao. You better be careful. You know, the jail is full of con men.
And they're also in some diners, I know.
All that money's gone to Stella's head. How could she possibly refuse my offer?
Would you forget about Stella? $50,000 is nothing compared to what Donnelly owes us.
Well, at least it's a start. $50,000 looks like a fortune to me. Anyway, how can I help be richer than the employer?
Edward, we've got to get back to the business at hand, which is being able to bring Alan back here when we need him. How do we make him see reason?
Well, if that fool son of mine has really fallen in love, it may be too late. But you know, Alan is not our only ace in the hole.
You got another card up your sleeve?
My dear boy, I always have at least one contingency plan. Now, Monica's due back in town any day now. That means we have to step up our pressure on her and Donnelly.
How do we do that?
Well, for one thing, we continue to play on his fear of going to jail.
Well, short of putting him back in jail, how do we exploit that?
Well, I'm working on a very clever ruse to try to nail Donnelly and Monica for Alan's death. I mean, it seems to be our only course of action now that Alan's removed himself from the picture.
Temporarily, I hope.
Well, we can't count on that. We have to go after Donnelly and Monica ourselves.
I hope I didn't hear that.
Oh, well, darling, we were just talking business.
You were talking about hurting Monica. Now, I'm warning you, Edward, if I hear even a hint that Monica is going to suffer, I shall go straight to Anna Devane and blow the whistle on you and your plans.
Now, darling, think about your son.
I am thinking about my son. I want Alan home with his wife and his family. This wretched scheme of yours has hurt a perfectly wonderful family. I went along with it in the beginning because you said it was the only way that we could get them back together again. But I am losing patience. What is holding up Alan's return?
I didn't expect to find you out here.
Are you disappointed?
No.
Oh, Charity. Oh, Charity, I care about you so much more than you think. I would never do anything to hurt you.
I apologize for my behavior earlier. I shouldn't have run out on you like that.
Why did you? I mean, what's troubling you? I've never seen you so upset.
I'm just tired. I'll be all right. It's all right.
Does it have something to do with Sally? Tell me, will you? Charity, if we're going to start a new life together, we can't keep secrets from each other. If there's something bothering you, tell me, please.
I lied to you about my husband. He was far from Mr. Right. The fact is, he was a notorious womanizer. Everyone in the town knew about his escapades. I tried hard not to notice the talk, but, oh, it hurt me deeply. Watching Sally flirt with you earlier tonight, it just brought it all back to me. She was one of his conquests.
I don't understand. Why did you pretend that he was so perfect?
For Jonah's sake. He needed someone to look up to. Someone that he could respect. A hero. Perhaps now he's found a real one in you, Simon. I know I have. Simon.
This man would never cheat on Jonah's mother. He loves her much too much to even think about another woman.